Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you here, guys. Today's video will be very quick. I just want to share my first impressions slash a mini review of a fragrance from Paris Corner that has just been released. I feel like a few months ago. The fragrance is called NOIR D'ARABIE. Now if you look at the bottle, can you sense some similarities with another fragrance? You guys, if you look at the bottle, you can tell straight away that this is an inspiration of Arabians Tonka from Montale. Now, if you have been watching my videos for a while, you know that I love this fragrance. I have this one that honestly I don't have a lot of it left. I can't see exactly how much because I've tried the trick with the light from my phone, but it doesn't work. But I also have a full bottle here that's full. So yeah, I have a backup bottle of it. I have a bottle that I'm using. I feel like by now it's a fragrance that for me, it's a signature scent. It's a scent that I like. I feel like it's almost like a damn rich by now. I wear it on its own. I wear it on its own, I wear it layered, I wear it in tons of different combos. I feel like this is one of the most versatile fragrances to have in your collection when it comes to layering. If you overall, I cannot speak, oh my god, if you overall enjoy heavier fragrances, you know. So when I saw, and not only that it's an amazing fragrance, let me just say something else before I move to the next idea. I got so many questions if I can recommend something similar to Arabians Tonka. Honestly, I never knew what to recommend when those questions arose because, yeah, I had no idea what fragrance is similar to Arabians Tonka. But when I saw on Paris Corner's Instagram page, because I followed them there, when I saw that they released NOIR D'ARABIE, from the name to the bottle, I have a sample of it here from Dupe collection. You can find this fragrance on Dupe collection, by the way. 2 ml, 5 ml, 10 ml, full bottle for amazing prices. I feel like under 15 euros, so it's ultra affordable. I will leave the website down below, but when I saw that they released this fragrance, I was so curious to try it, you guys. Curious on so many reasons. First of all, I love Arabians Tonka, like I've said. It's a scent DNA that I feel like it represents me in a sense, you know. I love it. I love it from the first sniff, from the opening till the last bits of the dry down. It's a scent that, I don't know, it just makes me very happy. And when I saw the price and how affordable it is, I was really intrigued to try it. And you guys, it didn't disappoint. Oh my god. Paris Corner is onto something, you guys. I'm telling you, Paris Corner is onto something. If I were to smell this fragrance, if I were to smell NOIR D'ARABIE on someone else, you guys, on the street, let's just say like randomly on the street somewhere, I would legit think that that person is wearing Arabians Tonka. Like without a doubt, I would think that that person is wearing Arabians Tonka. Now, I'm sorry for the very long intro. Basically, in today's video, I want to let you know how this fragrance smells like, how it develops, how it performs, and at the end, I want to compare it a little bit to Arabians Tonka, and I want to let you know some similarities, some differences, and I also wanted to say that I will let you know if I overall think it's worth it, but me being me, I already told you that it's worth it, in my opinion. So let's just start. By the way, if you have tried this fragrance, let me know what you think about this fragrance. I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know how similar do you find the scent profile. Let me know how do you find the performance. Not only I would love to know it, you guys, but I feel like people who are it smells so good. I feel like people who are interested in trying out this fragrance, they could really use your feedback as well, you know. So it opens up just like Arabians Tonka, you guys. You have the sugariness. I feel like what makes Arabians Tonka, or what makes this DNA stand out to me, is that like molecular, sugary, but very dense and full-bodied DNA. You know, it's very sweet, but you have depth there as well. Basically, this one opens up with a beautiful sugary saffrony combo. The sugar here feels very realistic, quite cold in the beginning, but as it will start to develop on your skin, it will start to warm up a little bit. And I feel like overall it will get just slightly denser, slightly fuller, and it will just get even sweeter as it develops. But like I said, you have the sugary feel that's very pronounced, and you have the saffron. Now the saffron here, I feel like it's a little bit more pronounced than the saffron in Arabians Tonka. But at the same time, I feel like the key difference when it comes to this fragrance versus Arabians Tonka, to me it's almost like they took the notes that were more easy to enjoy. So they took the sugariness and they took that tonka bean, that like rich sweet tonka bean, slightly not really nutty but a very full type of sweetness, and they amplified them even more. And let's just say that oud accord and the oakmoss here are a little bit more in the background, so you will not get as much of them as you get in Arabians Tonka. But I feel like this actually is something that a lot of people will be happy about, because Arabians Tonka as a standalone fragrance for me, I can say that it's challenging because I don't find it challenging. I love it. Like I told you, like I love it so much that if something were to happen to all the fragrances in my collection, like God forbid, this is the first fragrance I would repurchase, honestly. So this is how much I love it. But I know some people struggle a little bit with the opening of Arabians Tonka. Basically, if you haven't tried, let's just say if you haven't tried either Arabians Tonka, neither Arabians Tonka, neither this one, is this very distinctive, like fake, artificial, synthetic sugary accord in the opening of Arabians Tonka. Not only that you get the sugary feel that's very pronounced there as well, but in the opening you get an oud accord. Now the oud accord, if you are familiar with oud, it's not your Cambodian style of oud, nor your Hindi style of oud, nor your pungent animalic farm barnyard farm-like type of wood. I feel like the wood accord is like a richer woody accord, you know, it's like a woody accord that's a bit woodier, you know. This is how it translates to my nose, but it doesn't have the funk, it doesn't have the sourness, it doesn't have that acidic facet that a lot of other ouds, especially ouds done by Middle Eastern brands, have, you know, because if you have tried lots of oud-based fragrances from Middle Eastern brands, but I like, what I mean by that is like oud-based fragrances where the oud really get a chance to shine, then you know the kind of oud they don't play. Like Middle Eastern brands, when it comes to their heavy ouds, they don't play. Here it's not as loud, you guys, and here, when I say here, I mean in Arabians Tonka. In Noir D'Arabie, it's even more in the background, it's even more subdued, it's even more muted, and I feel like this contributes to the overall likability of the fragrance. This, I feel like it's much more likable than Arabians Tonka, grant you, if you already enjoy the DNA. If you don't enjoy the DNA, you will not like this one, because they are so similar, like, you guys, they are so similar that I don't know how they do it, but kudos to them, honestly. And kudos to them because, can I just say, lately, I feel like Arabians Tonka, maybe, I don't know, maybe on TikTok, but I don't have TikTok, so I don't know where it got the hype that it got. But it got so much hype that now it's like almost double the price online. So it got pretty expensive, you know. Now, in my opinion, I still feel like it's worth it. The performance is amazing, everything about it is amazing, but at the same time, I feel like it's very good to have an alternative, like a more affordable alternative, you know. To put it in a few simple words, it smells just like Arabians Tonka, you guys. But the oud here is not as pronounced. You have the sugariness with the tonka bean. In the opening, you have that saffron feel, but as it starts to develop, I feel like the saffron fades away, the sugariness, because as it starts to develop, the tonka bean starts to shine as more. I feel like the sugary accord gets even more sweet, even more dense, even more full-bodied, even more warm, you know, and it gets to be the main note that I detect, at least. Now, also, in the background, besides the sugary hint here, you have this very beautiful oak mossy undertone. Now, if you have never tried fragrances with a hefty dose of oak moss, how oak moss translates to my nose in fragrances, you have this very interesting, like, dry, it's like green. First of all, it's green, but it's dry, slightly earthy. That's oak moss, but not overly earthy. It's just more green and more dry, but slightly earthy. But it's nothing like your aromatic patchouli, you know, or like your damp soil like patchouli, or like your, I don't know, herbal green nuances. No, it's a very dry, and it adds just a little bit of complexity here, you know. I don't feel like it overpowers the overall scent DNA, I feel like. So yeah, so this is pretty much how it smells like to my nose, you guys. As they develop, I feel like as this one, basically, Arabians Tonka in the opening, it packs a punch more, you know. It's much more decadent, it's much more bold. I feel like this one screams. This one doesn't scream as much, but with this in mind, I still feel like it's a very strong fragrance on its own. You know, like, I cannot say that this is a soft fragrance, because clearly it is not. It's very strong, you guys. Imagine, like, if I were to do, let's just say, 6 sprays of this one when I would go out, I would do perhaps 10 or 11 sprays of this one, but not more, you know. I wouldn't do like 20, 30, 40, no. So it's still a very strong fragrance, but indeed is not as oily as Arabians Tonka. Arabians Tonka, now look, in all honesty, I feel like the level of oiliness when it comes to Montale fragrances, when it comes to Mancera fragrances, is something else. Is untouchable, unbeatable, I don't know. fragrances from Ahmed Al Maghribi have that level of oiliness in them, you know. So of course, don't expect this fragrance to be as oily. Don't expect this fragrance to be as loud. Don't expect this fragrance to be as obnoxious. But I feel like this is actually a good thing, because like I've said, this is still strong. It's just that it's not as obnoxious as the one from Montale. It is, in my opinion. So this makes it much more wearable, and not only that, it makes it way more wearable, I feel like, grant you as long as you enjoy the DNA, but it also makes it a bit more easy to tolerate, because in Arabians Tonka not only the sugariness is very accentuated and very multifaceted and rich, but you also get there lots of oakmoss, you also get there a very pronounced woody accord, you know, you also get there an wood-like feel in the opening. But how to explain, you guys? Imagine all these nuances in such a way that you have the oak moss with the woody accord, but they are wrapped in the sweetness from the sugary accord and from the tonka bean, you know. So it's almost like you get all the other nuances through that sweet lens of the sugar accord with the tonka bean, you know. It's not like you get a little bit of sugar, a little bit of sweet tonka bean with all those like woody deep facets. No, it's almost like I've said, like they're wrapped, and I feel like this is the beauty of the fragrance, you know, like this is what makes it stand out to me. And that exact nuance, you have it here as well. The sugariness, basically the sweetness, wraps all the other accords and all the other nuances, so it makes it very, like I said, it's almost like you smell the fragrance and you get to smell first of all the sweetness, and then you get to smell all the other nuances, but through that sweet lens, if you could picture this, you know. Now when it comes to the performance, I do notice some differences, in all honesty. Now look, Arabians Tonka lasts on my skin for 12 hours, like you guys, it lasts for 12 hours. I will never forget the moment. Arabians Tonka was a blind buy for me, so I will never forget the moment when I sprayed it on my skin, like I did one spray here or here, I don't remember where, and after 12 hours I was still able to clearly and easily smell it here. So I was like shocked. I was like, what kind of sorcery is this, you know, because fragrances in general, they don't really last that well on my skin. Now bear in mind, if you are a man, and I feel like I say this all the time, but it's the truth, and it makes a difference. If you're a man and you have lots of hair on your arms, or if you're a woman and you have hair and you don't epilate or you don't shave, then of course fragrances will last much longer on your skin. But yeah, I epilate, you know, I don't like to, yeah, I epilate. So of course fragrances don't last that much on my skin because they have nothing to stick to, you know. But when you have like little tiny bits of hairs on your arms, they will stick to the hair and they will last much longer, just as it goes in your hair or on your chest if you're a man, so you know. But I'm telling you, that fragrance, Arabians Tonka, lasted 12 hours on my skin, and fragrances usually don't last on my skin, so I was like blown away, honestly. Now this one lasts for around 6 hours. Perhaps again, if you are more lucky when it comes to the performance of fragrances on you, I feel like it might last for 7 hours or a bit more if you're a man. Honestly, if you're a man, 8 hours, it will last for sure for 8 hours, because if it lasts for 6 hours on my skin and fragrances don't last that well on my skin, then I'm guessing on a man's skin, especially if you're a very hairy man, it will last very good. So yes, now when it comes to the projection, I feel like this fragrance definitely projects. Of course, keep in mind, when it comes to projection, the number of sprays that you do also makes a difference, you know. So yeah, I feel like if I were to do like one-on-one comparison, like if I were to do 2 sprays of this one versus 2 sprays of this one, of course this with 2 sprays, this fills rooms. Oh, and by the way, my batch is from 2021, yeah, and this one is from 2022. So if you were to do 2 sprays of that one, you guys, that fills rooms, you know, that leaves a scent bubble, a scent trail, that the sillage is amazing, the projection is amazing. Now this one, if I were to do 2 sprays, I feel like it would be, yeah, too little, not too little, I would feel the need to do more sprays, basically. I would say the equivalent of 5 sprays in that fragrance is, let's just say 10 sprays in this fragrance. But with 10 sprays in this fragrance, you guys, it projects, it leaves a sillage, performance is not an issue. This is everything I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching. Have you tried this fragrance? If you have, I would love to hear your feedback on the fragrance. Please let me know what you think about this fragrance, how it performs on you. Let me know your feedback on the fragrance overall, so people, when they will watch this video and they would like to purchase this fragrance, they could like read through the comments and use your feedback as well. This is why I always want to encourage you, if you have tried any of the fragrances that I'm talking about, or even other fragrances, like share your thoughts on the fragrances, you know, like leave me a comment, let me know how do you feel about it. You know, fragrance at the end of the day, it's such a personal topic, such a personal hobby, it's such a personal subject overall, so it's always good to have different opinions. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. This is everything I wanted to say. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram. Here is my handle. Please don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment, say something in the comment section, and let's interact with one another. I will see you in my next video, but until then, thank you so much for watching, and I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye.